Good morning. What is happening, everybody? Colton here with the Grizzly Life Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're having a great week. Happy Thursday. Hopefully you've been winning the week. Hopefully you've been going on your way to be the best version of you. Remember, just 1% better each and every day. Getting your steps in. Maybe you're educating yourself some sort of way. Maybe you're watching YouTube videos. Maybe you're reading a book each day, 10 pages, something, right? Just small little incremental things you can do each and every day to make yourself better than you were yesterday. That is one of my most common coaching things, or the thing that the thing that I like to say the most, or at least when I first started this podcast, was be 1% better every day. And what I mean by that is just go out and be a little bit better than yesterday. Push yourself, do something to put yourself in a better position than you were yesterday. The more days you can win, you win the week. The more weeks you win the month. You win enough months, you win the year. You win enough years, you win at life, right? So that's kind of the whole mindset here. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to the podcast, things that I like to talk about: general fitness, finance. Hang on, I'm trying not to get hit by a car. Yep. General fitness stuff, maybe what's kind of new, peptides, GLP-1s, I've talked about a couple times. I personally have been doing a lot of work with AI, so I've dropped a couple episodes on that. If I've got any finance tips, but usually what happens, what kind of spurs these conversations is whatever's going on in my life, whatever's going on in the businesses, conversations that I had with staff or employees or friends and family, whatever kind of comes of those is usually what I kind of pour into these episodes, because I feel like it's interesting to hear, kind of behind the scenes stuff with business. I don't know. I find it very interesting. Obviously, I'm very interested in business, but even if you don't own a business and, you work within an organization, I think it's very interesting. I think you could learn a lot from understanding maybe how business owners think and react. I'm not saying I'm like every business owner out there, but just understanding what goes into running a business and, how to be a good leader and work with your team, right? Just anyways. So if this is your first time tuning in, thank you for trying us out. If you get any value from this episode, feel free to send it, share it with friends and family. That's how we grow the channel, the podcast. If you've been here since day one or somewhere in between, I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate your support. So without further ado, today I kind of want to take a trip down memory lane. This is something I've probably talked about a little bit before, but the way that I've built my businesses, and again, those of you just tuning in, we've got 6 gym locations. We've got a fitness equipment install and service company, so we travel all around, which we're actually currently working on expanding that business out into Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota. If that goes well, there's more potential expansion options in the future as well. But that's called Priority Fitness. Our gyms are Grizzly Fitness. We own real estate, so I don't know how many properties we own, a handful. A lot of where like our gyms are located, we own the real estate that they are in. We own our warehouse now, right? Anyways, so we own real estate, so we're familiar with that game a little bit. And then we also now own a bar and restaurant. And the reason I say we are a team. I do not believe in the I leader. I did this, I built this, it was all me. That is not what I believe in. So it's always we. Without my team, we wouldn't be where we are today. And so that's what we've accomplished to this point. So what I'd like to discuss is kind of how I started my businesses and how I believe, I just think if you have this opportunity to go after it, if you can. So when I first started, I was 18, 19, it was 2016. I went to college for a couple semesters, but not really. I didn't really get any credits. I'm not going to dive into the whole backstory. But when I first started, I was out in Colorado. I started a little online coaching workout routine plan thing where we would create workouts in Excel spreadsheet and send them to you. You would fill them out on your phone. I'd kind of review them with you, right? And that's just how I started. It was like $20 or $25 a month or something, right? With that, we also started a website where I had recorded all of my ways to do workouts and exercises. And then we also were selling a little bit of apparel. We found a place online to order apparel. Mind you, we had to sell hoodies for like $48, and our cost was like $45. Excuse me. So this is, being in business as an 18-year-old, we didn't really, we couldn't order enough in bulk to actually make any money off the apparel, but people were like, hey, if you make a hoodie, I'll buy one from you. So we said, why not? So anyways, that was the start. Moved home, and everybody told me to, I moved home. I started recording myself working out in gyms. I was actually putting my workouts on Snapchat at the time, and just kind of like encouraging people to do my chest workout, do my back workout, right? And this is kind of like pre-influencer. What I wanted to do was make YouTube videos of like motivational, I don't know if you would know what I'm saying, but they basically had these YouTube videos that would basically be like working out in the background, but then really cool music over top of it, or like motivational speaking going on while like, the exercises are happening or whatever. So I kind of just wanted to figure out how to like do that. I wasn't really interested in like vlogging or anything, but that's kind of when all that vlogging stuff was taken off as well. Podcasts were not very popular at the time. So I got kicked out of a gym. I didn't get kicked out of a gym. I was asked to, hey, please don't record. And I said, you know what, screw this. Mom had a space, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you guys way too much story, but mom had a little space for rent that she wasn't using. And so we moved in there, 1,500 square feet, and had a little studio. And now I had a little place to work out and record myself. And there wasn't really much thought of opening a public gym and like trying to make it a big thing. It was just, let's move into this space and have an opportunity to do what we want to do. So my family and I, parents, brother, sister, we would go there and work out together. It was a really fun time. And, you always look at what the good days were. These have all been good days, but it's easy to reminisce and look back at it. So we had a really good time then. And then eventually we started like training some of my friends. I was training kids for like $5 a head, I was just doing it. And fast forward, I don't know, 6 to 12 months within this kind of startup phase. This is beginning of 2017 or end of 2016 is when we got in the space. And then like spring of 2017 is just kind of when I remember us doing. So where I'm trying to go with this is we ended up finding a guy going out of business that did gym installs and servicing. And my best friend, Kyle, growing up throughout high school, still my best friend to this day, also dropped out of college and said, him and I were pretty close, and he wanted to work with me however we could do it. He said, I'm not happy here. I just want to screw this. let's do something. And I said, well, we've got this opportunity. I think maybe we should go after it. And it's going to require, us to do this thing, and again, we're 19, so we didn't really know what the hell we were doing. We were just doing. So the reason I bring this up is I don't have to go too much further into that specific story, but we started as 19-year-old best friends trying to do this thing. And at some point, Kyle was living with us. Eventually, Nolan started working with us, my other best friend in high school. He lived with us at one point. Damon, another kid that I grew up with through elementary and high school, he worked with us at one point. This is all very early on. My best friend, I'm not one of these guys that's got all these best friends, but truly all of these people played a major part in my life at some point. One of my other best friends, Josh Good, call him Goody. He's a couple years older than I. We grew up playing baseball together and just hung out all summer long, all the time, throughout that kind of middle school, elementary school phase. And so these are my best friends, and they're working with me, and I'm 19, 20, 21, young. And I would say that I was a natural leader, right? As far as sports goes, I was leading people, but you can't tell a 19-year-old, you have to learn and live. You have to figure this stuff out. So I worked with my best friends, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't change it for anything, but it was extremely difficult. Now, looking at it, I have more of my friends and family that work with me, not for me, they work with me. And it's the best thing I could ever ask for. But those beginning years were extremely difficult. And so if you get the opportunity to do something, I just want to give you some pointers. If you decide you want to start a business, if you have a friend or family member who's got a business and they want you to work with them, I do say be cautious, because if you or the other individual is not, there's a lot of red flags, right? I mean, if somebody's power hungry, I am very much about the team. I am not here to be a dictator. I'm not telling you what you can and cannot do. I'm not going to schedule you for work on a day you said you cannot work. You know, if you need time off, you need time off, right? I'm not like I run a business and that's how I run it. And I feel like that probably makes it a little bit easier. I'm not ego driven. I don't have this, you know, again, there's things that you have to be extra cautious for and that stuff. But if you truly have that spouse, that best friend, that family member that you want to start something with, that you want to go work with, that you want them to work with you, you need to know exactly what you're getting into. You need to have clearly defined roles. You need to know expectations. You need to have, because the first year or two is going to be the hardest, or maybe, even shorter term than that, right? The first couple months. Learning how you guys talk to each other, right? Your communication paths. Because being a friend and drinking a beer versus being a friend and working together and being productive and willing to be called out and criticized, totally different things, right? Your best friend, you might be able to tell, dude, that those clothes do not match. What the hell are you doing? But that's about as far as the criticism goes. Sure, you can have your little secrets and conversations, but when I start criticizing you about how you work and how you are getting things done or the lack thereof, right? It's a lot different. So if you're going to get into working with friends and family, you need to define exactly what the expectations are. And oftentimes when you first start, you don't know what they are, right? So it just makes it more difficult. I believe working with friends and family has, has allowed me a lot of happiness, right? Like when I want a Friday off, especially in the beginning of business, if we weren't busy enough, if we weren't doing something, we're done at Tuesday at noon. I can go get a drink with my buddies. We can go tubing down the river. We can go kayaking, right? Like we could live life together. And that was great. So I look at it like if I want to spend time with these people outside of work, why not build something with these people? Why not all of us go to the top together and be proud of the same thing? Like I already enjoy talking about everything else with you. Sports, family, friends, right? Like I already enjoy these other parts of your life with you. Why don't we just do this life thing together, right? Is my mentality. Now, not every friend and family member is going to work out. I don't still work with all of those people I originally started with, but that was for the best. And we're still all friends to this day. We didn't screw anything up. Even though there were times that we wanted to kill each other, I'll be completely honest. Kyle lived with us. Kyle and I, we oftentimes, we could go a week without talking to each other and we worked together. Living together didn't make it any easier, but again, you've got mental maturity, you've got, right, like there's these other moving parts that we had on top of working together. The fact that we had no money, the fact that, when it was just Kyle and I, it was basically you're living with us, how much cash do you need for the week? Okay, great. I didn't know what net 30 was, right? And now all of a sudden we're waiting to get paid for, however long. So I just want to, there's a lot of learning curves, and being young at the same time did not help. And learning how to run a business at the same time did not help, right? Like this wasn't something I was experienced at. This is something I've never been a leader of before, right? Like there's just a lot of other moving parts for me specifically. But again, if you're going to start something, if you want your best friend to work with you, I do encourage it, but you guys need to know the playing field. You need to know what you guys need from each other. I worked with, like I said, Kyle, Nolan, Goody, Damon. My brother works with us now. My girlfriend works with us now. Gavino works with me now. I'm probably forgetting. I'm just and I worked with Goody, and I worked with, there was a lot of times where we were at each other, right? When I first started, I would miss payroll. It's not that I didn't have the funds. I was a dumbass and forgot to run payroll because I didn't have systems in place to remember exactly what I need to do. So, I missed payroll, and Goody needed payroll because he had fucking payments to make. And my best friend's yelling at me saying, I will be quitting next week if I do not, you know what I mean, right? Like these were the conversations that were had. And like I said, him and I are still friends to this day. So I wish I could give you a little bit more. I just want to tell you, you need to be cautious. You need to think about it. It is possible. You should consider it. If there's things you can do together, if there's a side hustle you guys can do together, keep your 9 to 5 if that's what you want to do. But maybe there's something you guys can do on the side. Maybe you guys are into sports cards and you guys want to, flip sports cards. Maybe you guys are into watches and you want to flip watches. Maybe you want to go to yard sales on the weekend and buy and flip stuff. Maybe you want to go on Facebook and find the free stuff the free couch, the free chair, the free table, buy that, or, not buy it, grab it, and then sell it elsewhere, right? Like, there's plenty of things to do. And once you start making money with the people you already love being with, it is a lot of fun. And it's cool. To this day, still working with my friends. There's still things we're learning. We're still figuring out how to communicate with each other. And when I say we, I always specifically go back to Kyle and Nolan. They run Priority Fitness. I kind of give them free reign to do what they need to do over there. But they still, we're still learning how to communicate with each other. We're still learning how to criticize each other. We're still learning the best forms of communication with each other. So, and that'll probably be an ever long thing, but we're finally starting to get to the point where we understand business is business, friendship is friendship. There is a line to be drawn, and that's what we knew in the beginning. We just didn't know how to draw that line. We didn't know how to separate the two. At 5 o'clock when the bell, when the bell rings, when you turn the lights off, you should be able to put business aside and be friends. The problem is, we would take a lot of things personally, so it didn't work that way, right? It was like, well, it was a lot of, fuck yous kind of back and forth because we were young and figuring it out and learning. But again, I'm very grateful that those guys stuck me out, that my friends that currently work with me have stuck me out, that we are proud to be building something together. And again, my goal is to go to the top with the people on my team. And I've created friendships from business now. My model is always, we're more than just business. We try to be a family. And now that gets tough the bigger you get and the more employees you get and the less oftentimes you can, I use the term touch one another, right? How many times can I have that conversation with that person? It gets tougher. So that's kind of the next phase of leadership and management we're at, is like the people that I count on, Kyle and Nolan, Gavino, Ellie, Kimber, right? These people, I needed them to then work with the other people that I can't, because it's impossible for me to connect with. I think we have 70 employees between part-time and full-time between all of the businesses right now. So makes it pretty damn difficult to keep it very personal and family-like at that level for me to do it on my own. So that's the point of leadership we're working on now. So again, there's a lot of fun stories from the beginning. If you guys want to hear some of those, I'd be more than happy to share those with you. Just shoot me a message and say you want to hear more about the beginning, or you want to hear some awesome stories. I mean, I could definitely dig some up from the past and walk you guys through some of those too. But I'm just going to leave it there. I guess my main takeaway, work with your friends and family if you have the opportunity to. You will not regret it, but you have to have a, strong will, strong mind, be willing to criticize one another. And again, sit down, like a meeting you'd have with your manager, your boss, or whatever, and say, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it. There's going to be some gray area. There's going to be some things that you didn't realize that one or the other of you should be doing, but be willing to say, hey, if I fuck up, you call me out, and if you fuck up, I'll call you out, right? Like, let's just get that out of the way right away. Let's be willing to have the hard conversations when we need to have them, because that's one of the biggest things, is the hard conversations. That was extremely hard for me in the beginning. It's still one of those things with the best friend. It's still tough to have now, but we've gotten better. We've had those conversations. And as long as everybody has the best interest of the business in mind, and you get that out front, like, hey, no matter what, we have to put the business first. And if we put the business first, we'll be taking care of ourselves, but we have to put the business first, right? Like, pretty straightforward. We take care of that. It takes care of us. We're one big happy family. We do what's best for the business. So that's my tip of the day. If you have the opportunity, do it. If you don't work with your friends, but you enjoy what you're doing now, I encourage you to try to make some friends at work. Like, try to get involved, do some personal things, right? Go out for that glass of wine or that steak or that burger. Maybe that person that you're like, I could never see myself hanging out with them. Go and get personal with them, and then tell me how that was. Like, just be willing to be a little bit vulnerable with some people on your team, and build that relationship, that friendship. So anyways, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. It's going to be hot again next week, so try to get out and enjoy the sun and the water and drink some water. Don't get dehydrated. Appreciate you guys so much. We'll talk to you soon.